The champagne glass shattered on the marble floor. Everyone at the wedding stopped talking. The groom, Kola, stood there laughing while the waiter knelt down to clean up the mess. "Look at this fool," Kola said loudly. "Can't even hold a tray properly? This is why some people will always be servants." The waiter said nothing. He just kept picking up the broken glass with his bare hands. It was supposed to be the best day of Kola's life. He had rented the biggest wedding venue in Lagos, the Crystal Palace. 500 guests filled the hall. Gold decorations hung from every corner. The bride, Punke, wore a dress that cost more than most people made in 5 years. Kola loved showing off. He was 32 years old and had just landed a big contract with an oil company. This wedding was his chance to show everyone that he had made it big. "Hey, you," Kola called to the waiter who was still cleaning. "When you're done with that, bring me the good wine, not the cheap stuff you probably drink at home." Some guests laughed nervously. Others looked away. Punke touched Kola's arm gently. "Baby, leave him alone," she whispered. "Why? I'm paying good money for this place. These people need to know their place." The waiter stood up slowly. He was a tall man, maybe 40 years old, with gray hair at his temples. His uniform was simple but clean. His name tag read Samuel. "I'll get your wine, sir," Samuel said quietly. "That's more like it. And make sure you don't drop it this time. I know you village people are not used to handling expensive things." Kola's friends laughed louder this time. They were already drunk on free alcohol and the excitement of the party. Samuel walked away toward the kitchen. Kola turned to his best man, Amika. "Can you believe they hire these local people? This is supposed to be a high-class venue." "Maybe they feel sorry for them," Amika said, gulping down his beer. The DJ started playing music again. People went back to dancing and talking, but Funke noticed something. The other waiters kept whispering to each other and glancing at Kola. 20 minutes passed. Samuel hadn't returned with the wine. "Where is that useless waiter?" Kola asked, looking around. He spotted Samuel serving drinks to guests at another table. Kola marched over, his white agbada swishing as he walked. "Are you deaf? I asked for wine 20 minutes ago." He turned to face him. "I'm sorry, sir. We had to open a new bottle." "Rubbish! You were probably in the kitchen eating the leftover food. I know how you people behave." An elderly woman at the table spoke up. "Young man, this is your wedding day. Why don't you just enjoy it?" "Mama, stay out of this," Kola said rudely. "This is between me and this incompetent waiter." Samuel's jaw tightened, but he remained calm. "Sir, would you like me to get the wine now?" "Forget it. I'll talk to your manager. Someone needs to teach you how to do your job properly. Maybe they should cut your salary." "That won't be necessary," Samuel said. "Oh, now you want to talk back. You think because you're serving at a big wedding, you're now something special?" More guests were watching now. The music was still playing, but fewer people were dancing. Kola's uncle, Baba Tunde, walked over. He was the oldest person at the wedding and the most respected. "Kola, what is happening here?" "Uncle, this waiter is disrespecting me at my own wedding." Baba Tunde looked at Samuel, then back at Kola. "How did he disrespect you?" He's not doing his job properly, and now he's talking back. I heard you shouting from across the room. That's not how we behave, son." "Uncle, you don't understand. These people need to be put in their place." "What people?" Baba Tunde asked, his voice getting serious. "Poor people, servants, people who will never amount to anything." Samuel finally smiled. It was a small smile, but several guests noticed it. "Is something funny?" Kola asked, getting angrier. "No, sir," Nothing at all. You think this is a joke? You know what? You're fired. Get out of my wedding. Cola! Funke had come over now. You can't fire him. He doesn't work for you. I'm paying for this venue, so yes, I can. Security. 2 security guards appeared, but they didn't move toward Samuel. They just stood there, looking confused. What are you waiting for? Throw him out. The security guards looked at Samuel. He shook his head slightly. They stayed where they were. What is going on here? Cola shouted. Is everyone stupid today? The venue manager, Mr. Peters, suddenly appeared. He was sweating and looked nervous. Mr. Peters, finally, Cola said. Fire this waiter immediately. He's ruining my wedding. Mr. Peters looked at Samuel, then at Cola. His face went pale. Sir, I think there's been a misunderstanding, Mr. Peters said slowly. No misunderstanding. This waiter is useless. Fire him now or I'll make sure everyone knows how badly you run this place. Samuel raised his hand. Peters, it's okay. Let him speak. But sir, Mr. Peters started. Sir? Cola laughed. Why are you calling a waiter sir? Have you all gone mad? The room had gone quiet again. Even the DJ had lowered the music. 500 guests were now watching this drama unfold. Samuel unbuttoned the top button of his waiter's uniform. Underneath, a gold chain gleamed against his dark skin. It wasn't just any chain. It had a pendant with the Crystal Palace logo. Mr. Cola, Samuel said, his voice now carrying a different weight. I think we need to talk. Talk about what? Cola snapped. The only thing we need to talk about is you getting out of my wedding. Samuel pulled out a chair and sat down. This made Cola even angrier. Are you sitting down at my wedding? Have you lost your mind? This is my chair, Samuel said calmly. In my venue. The words hung in the air like smoke. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Your venue? Cola laughed, but it sounded forced. You're a waiter. Stop pretending to be something you're not. Mr. Peters stepped forward, his hands shaking. Mr. Cola, this is Mr. Samuel Adebayo. He owns the Crystal Palace. The color drained from Cola's face. His mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. That's impossible. The owner is supposed to be some rich man who lives abroad. I do live abroad. I came back to Nigeria last week. Sometimes I like to work as a waiter in my own venue. It helps me understand how my staff feels, how my guests behave when they think nobody important is watching. Funke grabbed Cola's hand. Her engagement ring, which Cola had bragged about for months, suddenly felt heavy on her finger. You're lying, Cola said, but his voice was weak now. Mr. Peters, Samuel said, please show them the ownership documents. Peters pulled out his phone and showed Cola a photo. It was a newspaper article from 5 years ago. The headline read, Nigerian businessman Samuel Adebayo opens Lagos's most expensive wedding venue. The photo showed Samuel in an expensive suit cutting a ribbon at the Crystal Palace opening. Cola's legs felt weak. He grabbed the table for support. But why were you serving drinks? I told you, I like to understand my business from every angle. Plus, it shows me people's true character. The guests started whispering. Some were recording with their phones. This would be all over social media before the night ended. Amika, Cola's best man, tried to save the situation. Sir, my friend didn't know. He's been drinking. Wedding stress, you know? He seemed very clear about his opinions, Samuel said. Something about village people, poor people who will never amount to anything? Baba Tunde shook his head. Cola, I warned you. Pride comes before a fall. Please, Cola said, his voice now small. It was a misunderstanding. Was it? You said I'd probably eat leftover food in the kitchen. You called me incompetent. You tried to fire me from my own venue. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Samuel walked around the table slowly. You know what interested me most? You didn't just insult me. You insulted every waiter, every service worker. You think because you have some money now, you're better than them? No, My father was a waiter for 40 years. He served people like you. People who thought they were big men because they could afford to rent a hall. He saved every penny to send me to school. Now I own 7 venues across Nigeria and 3 in London. The room was so quiet, you could hear the air conditioners humming. Please, sir, Funke spoke up. We're sorry. Don't ruin our wedding day. I'm not the one who ruined it. Your husband did that all by himself. What do you want? Kola asked. Money? I'll pay double for the venue. You think everything is about money? Samuel asked. That's your problem. Mr. Peters whispered something in Samuel's ear. Samuel nodded. Here's what's going to happen, Samuel said. The wedding will continue. I'm not heartless. Your guests didn't do anything wrong. Relief washed over Kola's face. But, Samuel continued, there will be changes. What changes? First, you will personally apologize to every waiter and staff member in this venue. Not a general apology. Individual apologies. But there are over 30 staff members. 37, actually. Second, the premium wine and champagne service is canceled. You'll get the regular drinks. But I paid for premium. You'll get a refund for that portion. Third, the special lighting and effects for your couple's dance? Canceled. With each word, Kola seemed to shrink. Is that all? Funke asked, quietly. No. The worst part is this. Every vendor in Lagos will know about this by tomorrow. The florists, the photographers, the caterers. They all talk. They'll all know that Kola Adiwale is the man who insulted Samuel Adebayo at his own venue. You can't do that. I don't have to do anything. Your guests are already posting online. Check Instagram. Kola pulled out his phone with trembling fingers. His wedding hashtag was trending, but not in a good way. The videos were everywhere. Groom insults venue owner thinking he's a waiter was already viral. Please, sir, Kola begged. This will ruin me. The way you tried to ruin a simple waiter's day? I said I'm sorry. No, you're sorry you got caught. You're sorry I'm the owner. If I was really just a waiter, would you be sorry? Kola couldn't answer. Samuel turned to address the room. Ladies and gentlemen, the wedding will continue. Enjoy yourselves. But remember what you saw here today. Money doesn't make you better than anyone. Respect everyone, from the CEO to the cleaner. He started to walk away, then stopped one more time. Oh, and Kola, the venue rental agreement has a clause about respecting staff. You violated it. We could end this wedding right now if we wanted. No, please. We won't. But only because your bride doesn't deserve to suffer for your arrogance. Congratulations on your marriage. I hope you learned something from this. Samuel walked toward the kitchen, then turned back one more time. By the way, that wine you wanted, it's from my personal collection. I brought it from my vineyard in France. I was going to gift it to you as a wedding present. He pulled out a bottle from behind the bar. It was dusty and old, with a label in French. It's worth more than what you paid for this entire venue rental. Kola's jaw dropped. But someone who thinks village people can't handle expensive things probably wouldn't appreciate it anyway. Samuel handed the bottle to Baba Tunde instead. For you, elder. Someone who understands respect. Then he walked into the kitchen, leaving Kola standing in the middle of his own wedding reception, humiliated in front of 500 guests. The DJ slowly turned the music back up, but the party mood was gone. Everyone was talking about what they had just witnessed. Funke sat down heavily in her wedding dress, wondering what kind of man she had just married. Her parents came over, their faces full of concern and embarrassment. This was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. The rest of the wedding reception felt like a funeral.
People ate their food quietly and left early. By 10 o'clock, only family members remained in the huge hall that could hold 500 people. Kola sat at the high table, his head in his hands. Funke hadn't spoken to him in 2 hours. She just sat there, tears ruining her expensive makeup. "How could you?" she finally said. "I didn't know he was the owner." "That's not the point. You treated another human being like trash. Who does that?" I wanted everything to be perfect." "Perfect? You humiliated us in front of everyone we know. My phone won't stop buzzing. My cousins in America have already seen the video." Kola's phone rang. It was his boss, Mr. Okoli, from the oil company. "Hello, sir." "Kola? What did you do?" "Sir, it was a misunderstanding. Samuel Adebayo is my friend. We went to university together. He just called me." Kola's heart sunk. "Sir, please, I can explain." "No need. The contract we just signed, it's under review now. We don't work with people who lack basic human decency." "But sir, that's a 50 million naira contract." "It was. Come to my office on Monday. Bring your company laptop and access cards." The line went dead. Funke heard everything. "You lost your job?" "Not yet. Maybe. I don't know." His phone rang again. This time it was the car dealership. "Mr. Adiwale, this is Toyota Nigeria. We saw the news. We're calling about your car loan." "What about it?" "Given the circumstances, we need full payment within 7 days or we'll have to repossess the vehicle." "You can't do that. I've been paying on time." "Check your contract, sir. There's a reputation clause. Your incident has gone viral. It's bad for our brand." One by one, the calls came. The bank wanted to review his mortgage, the country club canceled his membership, even the gym said he was no longer welcome. Funke's father, Chief Lawson, approached their table. He was a quiet man who rarely spoke, but when he did, everyone listened. "Kola, we need to talk." "Baba, I'm sorry. I've disgraced the family." "Yes, you have. But that's not why I'm here." "What do you mean?" "Do you know why I agreed to this marriage? Because I'm successful? Because I can take care of Funke?" Chief Lawson laughed bitterly. "No. I agreed because Funke loved you, and because your mother begged me. She said you were a good person underneath all the showing off." "I am a good person, Baba." "Are you? A good person doesn't treat others like dirt. A good person doesn't need to step on others to feel tall. It was just one mistake." "No, it wasn't. Funke told me how you treat taxi drivers, how you shout at security guards, how you never tip delivery people. This wasn't one mistake. This was you showing your true character." Funke started crying again. "Daddy, please." "I'm not asking you to leave him, my daughter. That's your choice. But Kola needs to hear this." He turned back to Kola. "Do you know Samuel Adebayo's story?" "No, sir." "His father was a waiter at my club. Yes, the same club you're so proud to belong to, or used to belong to." Kola winced. "Samuel used to come with his father sometimes to help carry things. I watched that boy study under streetlights because they had no electricity at home. He won a scholarship to study abroad through pure hard work. I didn't know. When he came back, he could have been arrogant. He could have treated people the way you treated him today, but instead, he gave his father's old colleagues jobs at his venues. He pays for their children's school fees. He respects everyone." Chief Lawson stood up. "That's the difference between real success and empty pride." After Chief Lawson left, Kola and Funke sat in silence. The waiters were clearing the tables. Each time one passed, Kola remembered he was supposed to apologize to all 37 staff members. He hadn't done it yet. "I should start apologizing to them," quietly he said. "It's too late. They're almost done cleaning. Maybe if I talk to Samuel again." "And say what? You're only sorry because he's rich and powerful? That's not true. Isn't it? Would you be this sorry if he was really just a waiter?" Kola couldn't answer. Emma Kay came over, drunk and stumbling. "Bro, we need to go. Security wants to lock up." They gathered their things. As they walked out, Kola saw Samuel in the parking lot talking to some of the waiters. He was still in his waiter's uniform, laughing with them like old friends. Cola walked over. The waiters stopped laughing when they saw him. "Mr. Samuel, please, one more word." Samuel nodded to the waiters, and they walked away. "What is it, Cola? How do I fix this? My whole life is falling apart. Your life or your image?" "Both. You can rebuild your image with time and good PR, but your life, that requires changing who you are inside. I can change. Can you? Tomorrow, if you see a waiter spill something, what would be your first thought?" Cola was quiet. "Exactly. You spent years believing you're better than others because of money. That doesn't change overnight. So there's no hope." Samuel looked at him for a long moment. "There's always hope, but it starts with real humility, not this fake apology because you got caught. Tell me what to do. Start by keeping your promise. Apologize to every staff member, not because I told you to, but because you understand they deserve respect." "I will." "Then go home and think about every person you've looked down on, every security guard you've insulted, every cleaner you've ignored. Make it right with them. That could be hundreds of people. Then you'd better start soon." Samuel started walking to his car, a simple Toyota Camry, not flashy, not expensive. "Why do you drive that?" Cola asked. "You could afford a Bentley." Samuel smiled. "I could, but I don't need a car to tell people who I am. My character does that." He got in his car and rolled down the window. "One more thing, Cola. Your mother called me." "Your mother? How does she know you?"
"She cleans my office building. Has been doing it for 3 years. Never told you, did she?" Cola felt like the ground had opened beneath him. She's a proud woman. Works hard. Never complains. She was so excited about your wedding. Said her son had finally made it big. I didn't know she still worked. She said she retired. She didn't want to embarrass you. Imagine that. A mother hiding her honest work because her son might be ashamed. Samuel started his engine. "You want to fix your life, Cola? Start by apologizing to your mother. She's the one who deserves it most." He drove away, leaving Cola standing in the empty parking lot, finally understanding the price of his pride. Funke came out holding her wedding dress up so it wouldn't drag on the ground. "The car is here," she said. "Funke, did you know about my mother?" She nodded slowly. "I saw her once at Samuel's building. She made me promise not to tell you." "And you didn't?" "She said you'd be hurt, that you worked so hard to lift the family up." Cola started crying then. Not the angry tears of humiliation, but real tears of shame. "What have I become?" Funke took his hand. "Someone who can still change, if you really want to." As they drove away from the Crystal Palace, Cola looked back at the beautiful building. Earlier today, he thought renting it made him important. Now, he understood the truth. Buildings don't make you important. Money doesn't make you important. How you treat people when you think nobody important is watching, that's what really matters. And he had failed that test completely.